Good evening, everybody. This is your host, Cal, Huey, and X, and we are the first hour. X, go ahead and give us what's happening in the gaming world today. Let us know what's going on.
Oh, well, the Skull and Bones open beta test came out, and I've been playing that.
Oh, yeah. How's that going?
I got a lot of notes for it, so if you want me to go jump straight into that, I will.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so quick review. I think from what I've played, I've only played about maybe 3 hours of my 6 that I'm limited to. I don't know why they limited, by the way, to 6 hours, but I would say it's a $40 AA game.
Okay.
But a pretty good one at that. But if you say AAA, I'd say it's not that great.
Okay.
I definitely am interested in playing more.
Really?
I want to play more, which surprised me a lot. Because I want to unlock some new ships and test them out and maybe do some co-op because that's one of the main things that I didn't get a chance to do.
Okay.
The first time I played, you saw everyone was trying to invite me to everything, but the second time I played, no one wants to join. So,
Oh, really?
yeah,
You're sending out invites and just nobody's.
well, I even accepted. Well, even people who accepted are like, we grouped up, then they leave. Like, I don't understand why.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, we didn't even get anywhere. We like set sail and then they left.
Wow.
But all right, here I'll start it off. So first off, Ubisoft Connect. I hate that software. That launcher sucks. It's so annoying. As I'm downloading the beta test and getting everything set up, I got freaking like 4 or 5 pop-up ads. It was really annoying.
Just from trying to start
just sitting there. Yeah, just sitting there at this on like the download screen.
Yeah, that's
yeah, that was pretty annoying. Other than that, I did have a problem where it didn't want to connect. But then I looked up online and some people said like using a VPN or like resetting your network could fix it. And that ended up fixing it. So,
oh, okay.
But no, once I got in, you watched a little bit with me. So let me get your thoughts first and I'll tell you because since I played more than what you've seen.
Okay.
Just your brief thoughts. You don't have to go. I got a lot of notes, so you don't have to go too far in detail.
Yeah. I am not a fan of anything that focuses solely on just a vehicle.
Okay.
When you present something like pirates to me, yes, the ship is part of that, and it's actually a really main part of pirating. But I would also like to not only customize my ship, but customize the gear that I have on me. Like I feel like there was so much more they could do, like customization for like swords that you could have. I feel like there could have been like, some kind of PvP system where you can fight similar to For Honor, but not really on that scale. I don't like. I guess this is an online game that I can kind of get away with the silent protagonist, but I would have preferred them to have a voice. For me watching you last night, that was that considered a tutorial? Going through all of that, going through the hub and everything like that.
I would say yes.
Okay.
Because now I don't have to like there was a lot of nonsense and just talking to a bunch of people, but it's not that bad now.
Yeah. I hate when games open up like that, where
Yeah.
it feels like a checklist every time. Like just getting into the game. Like I would like you said I wasn't there, but you said that it started off a tutorial with the British fleet like destroying your ship.
Yes.
Okay. Would you
Pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, I prefer like beginnings like that where it just throws you into an action sequence and they teach you how to play during that. I prefer those types of startups.
I like that, but I feel like it wasn't good enough, and I'm kind of glad that there was a little bit extra after that because the initial combat tutorial felt a little too short. Because now that I know all these things, like combat's actually way more
in depth.
involved. Yeah.
Okay.
At first, I'm just like drive, shoot, ram, like this simple caveman stuff.
Yeah.
Not that it's like super complex, but now that I know better, like how to control my sails and like the whole bracing for impact thing, all that makes it more engaging.
Yeah, and I guess like because it's a game solely focused on pirating, I feel like there's so much that you can do with that, and for just to limit us to, just being on the ship, you know, I just feel like it's not a game for me, and I definitely feel like it's a ripoff if you're gonna charge $70 for something like this. That's just absolutely insane to me. Um, Even when I was watching it, looked like you were just playing at the most $50, I would say. Uh, but
I
yeah.
still think it like I'll go through my notes now. Well, let me stop. Okay, so I'll just go through in no particular order here. The menus are pretty atrocious. They're, they're not easy to navigate. I don't know if they did part of this to make it like more controller friendly.
Okay.
So I think that might be part of it, but I still feel like they could have achieved that and made the menus make more sense or like not have them so confusing. Like there'll be multiple clicks to get into certain menus and then there's scrolls. Like you'll be scrolling through pages after that page where I feel like
Say that
I'd
again.
rather them like you okay, so you'll do multiple clicks to get into like a cosmetic menu, right?
Okay.
Maybe I want to buy a certain cosmetic and then after that I have to scroll instead of them just like all being on the screen or
Uh huh.
any substantial number because there's like three on the screen in one of these menus, only three. So I had to
Jesus.
scroll through them to get through. I'd rather just see them all so I can. It made it really annoying to try to pick a single one to like you can like try it on, I guess, to see what it looks like on your character.
Uh huh.
It was extremely annoying with the scroll to figure out where I was and where the previous one was. Where is if it was just a nice grid, I would be able to see. Okay, this one was at the top left. This one was on the third row. Instead, scrolling through just made me get lost.
God. Okay. So
Um,
atrocious UI. We're
Yeah,
already
I
off
think
to
so. It's pretty
a
bad.
bad.
The control, the control wheel also for controller. Um, it's some. I don't know if this is like a mechanic to make it so you can't like. It can't be a mechanic. Sometimes the control wheel. You know how you open up like a selection wheel in some games, like a weapon wheel.
Yeah. I feel like
So
that's. Yeah. Go ahead.
there's that, but it's not always responsive. So it's honestly way better to just bind it to a certain key, like whatever important things you want.
Uh huh.
And I guess on controller it would be D-pad probably.
Okay.
Though, and that worked flawlessly. But the wheel was really annoying, and like restocking things, or I guess reconnecting things to the wheel, like food, um, or repair kits,
Uh huh.
could be really annoying.
So
Especially if you're trying to do it in the middle of combat, it's really annoying. Unless there's a faster way for me to do it, the menu is too clunky.
so that wheel that we were looking at yesterday that's what you're referring to?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Using the shortcuts, like the buttons that go straight to the actions instead of the wheel was perfect, flawless. Like swapping camera that way, but using the wheel to swap camera or to like edit what's on the wheel was a pain.
Okay. I do like the
Like
fact that you can edit what's on the wheel and just pick any shortcut you want. Um,
it seems like you have four max.
oh, really?
Oh, I think it's only four. They might allow you to do more with mouse and keyboard, but I don't know what the situation would be with controller. So,
Okay.
but I mean, honestly, all you really need is four. I think the wheel works fine for stuff like you know, when you want to start your crew doing a little sea shanty or
Yeah.
something like that. You don't really have to do that immediately. You can have a little bit of delay to it. So,
Already had me kind of hitting Black Flag vibes because that was like it was a highlight of the game was the sea shanties.
yeah, no, I like it. I like that
Yeah.
you can do it on command, and they will naturally do it sometime randomly as you're sailing about too.
Yeah. I really like that.
Yeah.
Um,
So menu's not so great. Uh, Shortcuts work fine.
Okay. What about the graphics?
Um, graphics, I actually liked them. I thought they were fine.
Okay.
Like I said, I think their graphics are good double A.
Okay.
I have no problem with them. The only real thing that annoyed me, or I guess stood out, was the lip syncing.
Yeah, I did
But
notice that.
I think they have a history of struggling with that. So some
Yeah.
of the main characters were much better, but I mean, even like NPCs in the hub were some of them were pretty janky with the lip sync.
Hmm. All right.
But as far as character models, like their actual body and skin for most of them was really good. Surprisingly, face not as much, but body and skin was good.
uh, what?
Lighting was good. Shadows were good. You saw we had ray tracing on.
Yeah, I did
But
see
like I
that.
said, I think it's just ray trace shadows. Maybe I don't think it's like full on ray tracing because there wasn't that
Okay.
much of a performance hit when I turned it on,
Okay.
and I would expect much more of a hit with full ray tracing.
Yeah, we did notice like last night when you were playing that there were some stuttering. So, what kind of
Yeah,
performance issues are we looking at?
so the cutscenes were the main thing that started. To be honest, it's like they uploaded a lower quality version of it or something, maybe to make the file size smaller
Uh-huh.
for the beta. Maybe I'm not sure, but it looked. Those are pretty horrible, surprisingly.
God.
Gameplay wise, it was pretty solid. Even when I was doing the recording and streaming, um, I don't think I ever dipped below 60 at 1440p ultra
Okay.
on my PC. So, and
Let's
then
see.
out at sea, I was probably at like 100, 140 constantly.
Okay.
So
Uh,
overall, pretty good.
Huey, did you ever get to see gameplay of this game or anything? Is this a genre that you're interested in?
No, I'm interested in the genre.
Oh, you don't like anything with pirates?
No.
Interesting.
I noticed it has been on the PlayStation Store. When look at pre-orders, it is a game that features on pre-orders, but I've never been interested in looking any further.
Oh, okay.
I got more notes.
Okay.
Um, if you see like a particular ship or a fleet of ships that's difficult, you can request help, like um, co-op help, local co-op help, and it'll send out a message to people around you. And I guess you can group up and go help.
Okay.
There's also like world events or like random events that will happen.
Like free
Some of
roam
them are
events,
timed.
basically.
Yeah, free roam events. Some of them are timed, some of them aren't, and you can also group up for that.
Are these
As far as
fun or are they just busy
I
work?
never got into them.
Okay.
One of them I accepted, and then I realized it was way out of my league, so I couldn't even do it.
Okay.
It was too high level for me. But as far as the co-op goes, I feel like there's good potential there because there's actually a good number of different types of ships, and they each have like their own passives, weapon capacity, and like defenses.
Okay. So
Um,
you could
like there's even
technically play different classes.
Yeah, essentially, it's what like each ship is a class. So you can there's even a ship that will like repair your other surrounding ships if it's with you.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and they have like some that are like pyro based, very tanky ships, very light and fast ones. That was the one I was on, the one that rammed into people.
Yeah, I could tell just by the way the ship was leaning.
Yeah. But no, there's quite a bit of customization both for the ship and the character. Because like you saw the character creation, all I could see was my face, but you can actually go in the hub after the fact and change your appearance again if you want.
Okay, that's nice.
Which I was
It's
glad
not
about that
permanent.
because I couldn't tell what the body types were because all you could see was your face.
Yeah,
But
that's
you could change it after the fact, so that was good.
okay. Good, because I was really wondering if that was something like how developers will leave features in that game, and then you're like, well, why did you have this when I don't really get to see the benefit of
Right,
this at
right.
all? Um, so it's nice that you can actually change your appearance later on if you want to. I enjoy that.
But yeah, each ship has their own like specialization that you can do. They have lots of different weapons you can use. I mean, from torpedoes to ballistas, different types of cannons. Some that shoot long range, some that shoot like shotgun kind of blast.
Okay.
And I like how as you go around the ship, like as you're aiming, it'll auto swap between the cannons depending on which side of the ship you're facing.
Okay.
So I put a long range one on the front of my ship, and then like whenever I aim and look toward the front of my ship, it auto like the reticle changes to the long range cannon.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
wonder if that's. Well, I guess it wouldn't be necessary because it's just camera based. I think that's more fluid because I would say it'll probably be a pain to have to manually switch itself.
Yeah, no, I was glad it's actually really smooth. I'm glad. I prefer that because manually switching would be a pain.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see, lots of cosmetics, like I was saying. So sails, you can change anything on your ship. You can change. Like there's a ton of options for making your ship look cool.
I did enjoy that.
The only thing I'm concerned about is will it be insanely microtransaction heavy, or will I just? Because honestly, the amount that they cost in game was pretty good. I was satisfied with that, with the in-game currency.
Okay.
So if they maintain that,
egregious as Sea of Thieves when we.
No. It was not that bad. I could go out and just like farm a couple ship locations or pillage. I'll get to the plundering, but you can plunder objectives as well. And I had enough money to basically buy like 2 cosmetics at a time, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I did like the customization options. I think that's one of the main. That's one of the tenets. If I'm going to spend a lot of time in a game, is customization of everything. Like I want to make this character my own. I want to make this ship my own. Part of human nature is to try and stand out as much as possible. But yeah, I'm glad that they put those in there. But I know for a fact, knowing Ubisoft, there is going to be egregious microtransactions in this game. They can't wait to flip that switch and turn that store on. I just know.
For $70, I feel like I can't. I just can't. I couldn't see how. If they kept the current in-game currency the same and then they offered microtransactions, I think I'd still be okay with that because it's so easy to. As far as the stuff that I unlocked, it was very simple. Like I said, I'd do maybe one mission and just go out and farm a little bit, and I could easily buy 2-3 cosmetics. It was very simple.
I think one of the main things I'm concerned about is like Assassin's Creed. They put those time saver microtransactions in there where like the materials that you needed to craft a certain blade, you could buy the materials for that. I don't, because then it would turn to pay to win if you were doing a PvP or any type of PvP event.
Right. I don't think there is any PvP in this, but I'm not sure yet. What I've encountered so far has only been PvE.
Okay.
So that might be better. I don't know.
I think I've just read in passing a Reddit comment. I think you have to opt in, but
oh, okay.
Huey, you can look that up and let us know if that's
which one.
We want to know if PvP is an option in Skull and Bones. What were you going to say, X?
I was just going to say you can also do you can have a pet on the ship. I had a little lemur. You can change the crew appearance. And of course the captain appearance. So I went out and got out of my rags and put some actual good pirate clothes on.
No. Oh, so my other question is, what'd you say, Huey?
It says according to Ubisoft website, players will be playing against a computer-controlled environment online and can choose to enable player versus player.
Okay.
So you have to opt in. All right.
I prefer that.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would just be like GTA lobby all over again.
It really would. I mean, there's so many ships out on the water. It really would be like that. It'd be horrendous.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like even if you didn't mint mean to hit somebody, like a cannonball misses a shot, hits somebody else's ship, it could be a catastrophe.
Right.
But so, do you think this game? Let's see, who is this game for? Like, who is its target audience? You've played it enough, so who is this game aimed at?
People who just want ship combat, I think.
Okay, so people who also love like vehicle combat games.
Sure, yeah.
I'm trying to think of I think World of Tanks is the only one that comes to mind. But what was that game we played years ago back on Nintendo 64 or PlayStation? Can't remember.
I know what you're talking about, but I forget what it's called.
Yeah, but any kind of vehicle combat of people. But my thing is the price point, $70 for just vehicle combat. Is the quality there? Is it good enough for this game to last at least 2 or 3 years if they keep updating it? Or does it have any longevity?
Yeah, I don't know. But I'll go about the ship controls. There's like as far as combat goes, you can use your spyglass to identify enemy ships, and that kind of gives like their level.
Okay.
And what type of ship it is. So that'll help you make like there's certain ships I found that can't have cannons on their back. Like they don't have rear mounted weapons. So like that can assist you in like, okay, I'm going to start attacking them from the rear. Okay. Because they can't fight back. Or if they're running, like you don't have to worry about retaliation.
Okay.
But the ship levels are basically based on like what kind of weapons and furniture and all that kind of and armor you have equipped. Okay. So like as I was putting different or upgraded weapons on mine, I noticed my level was like increasing at the bottom right.
Okay. Is it kind of like a balancing where you have to kind of like, okay, I can't have this much because it slows down the ship? Is there like weight added to the ship?
I don't think it's weight that limits it. It's more like slots. So like bigger ships will have more number of slots for different weapons, and the smaller ships will have less.
Okay.
And maybe less room for like furniture, which are also upgrade parts. So like there was one piece of furniture that made it so my ramming damage was increased.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Kind of like
but
traits.
Yeah. Once you get a ship vulnerable, and that basically means like getting their health below kind of a certain threshold, you can kind of perform a finisher where you board the ship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you got to get up close to them, and then you have to aim, and then press a certain button, and it tosses out a bunch of grappling hooks and just pulls the boats together, kind of.
Okay.
And then it goes to a short cut scene. Your pirates hop over, and then it's like a finisher. The ship is instantly destroyed after that, and then but the difference between boarding and just shooting them is boarding gives you extra loot that you wouldn't normally get if you just shoot them down.
Okay. My other question would be, I wonder if the amount of loot you get from just boarding the ship, is it so much more than just destroying it that would warrant, doing that every time?
For ships that are more like have more expensive stuff on it, because you could tell with the spyglass like how much money and stuff they might have up there, I would say yes, board those.
Okay.
But the smaller things, just sink those things.
Okay. All right.
Unless you're already close, there's no reason not to at that point.
Yeah.
There's also one kind of, it's not a finisher, but it's similar. You get it vulnerable, but you're at a distance. You can also get your crew to shoot their muskets at the other ship as well. Yeah. Right. If you wreck your ship, it'll be destroyed, and you can either return to the hub, like on land, or return to the hub on your ship for like a little extra cost.
Okay.
And you will drop whatever loot that you had at your location of your shipwreck, and then you have to sail back to your wreckage to claim it. And I guess if you have PvP turned on, it can be stolen by other players, because it warned me about that when I was going to go get it.
Okay. All right. Is it all your loot that gets dropped?
I'm not sure about that because I did have a couple of things, but I think it's like a lot of like I still had some of the basic equipment, but it's all of the like other kind of loot, consumables, crafting stuff, like all that dropped, and all my most of my money, I think, if not all, dropped as well.
God.
Yeah, I don't think it was all my money because I was able to still buy one thing, but I did not have it all. I had to go back to get the rest.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't bad, but when PvP turned on, if other players could steal it, that's insane. Like that, the stakes are real high there.
Yeah, because yeah, those lobbies are going to be toxic. I can
Your
just
crew
see it
has
now.
Yeah, your crew has stamina, and that will decrease as you sail with like at full speed with all the sails open. You can use food to replenish and increase your stamina. You saw the sharks and the crocodiles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more like a resource at this point. They were only dangerous at like level 1.
Oh, really?
Right out of the yeah. At this
Okay.
point, they're not dangerous anymore. They're really just for like getting resources like food or leather from them.
Okay.
And speaking of resource gathering, you saw some of that little mini game you have at the island.
Yeah.
That was one of the least interesting parts to me. It was okay. It was fine. You can turn that mini game off, I believe, and just like collect wood and materials that way.
Okay. Is that what you use to prepare the ship?
Hmm.
Are those like cutting down those trees? Are those the resources you use to repair the ship?
Not necessarily. No, it could be for like crafting certain weapons or mods for the ship.
Okay.
But you can. There's different types of wood, so each one will be like for a different thing.
Okay.
There's different factions. I don't know if there's any like faction alliance or anything like that, or like you can pick a side or anything. But right now, it seems like all of them are pretty passive unless you attack. Like
Okay.
unless you provoke them, they don't do anything. You can just sail by them, but the second you start shooting, that any nearby ships with that faction sails will come in and attack you.
Can you join a faction?
I don't know yet. I have no idea.
Okay. So it's like I wonder if there's a benefit of doing that.
Right. I'm wondering like if at that point if you do join one or if there's like a reputation system where if you attack them too much, now they'll attack you on sight or what.
Yeah.
But you can also, let's see. It's my last thing I think. You can go to different ports or locations for each faction as well, and you can choose to just trade with them friendly, or you can try to plunder the port. So you
Okay.
just sail up to like the land mass, kind of like you did with the resource gathering at the islands, chopping the
Yeah.
trees and stuff. But instead, a little ring will open up on the map, and then you have to stay inside that ring while taking out waves of ships. And every time you take out a wave, you get better or more loot.
Okay.
As you plunder that city. I did one of those. I completed the entire thing, and it was an entry level one, so it was pretty easy. But it was really fun. I actually enjoyed the wave thing, the plundering thing.
Okay. This is unexpected.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not in love with everything in the game for sure. And the off the ship thing, I did some more of that, like the gameplay off the ship. It's just like smaller hubs and different locations.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, it's not bad. It's just not anything to write home about. You can like light fires. It'll give you little temporary buffs to your party at different ports if you land there and get off the ship. And then a lot of it's just for like your quests or fast travel. Those are the other reasons you would use those ports.
Oh, okay.
But no, I was pleasantly surprised. I will say I talked so much trash, and it is definitely not worth $70. But I could understand and appreciate a $40 price tag on this game.
All right. Yeah. I hope you're listening, Ubisoft.
That's all I got.
because I'm really interested in seeing the numbers once this game launches. And I'm also interested in how much support they're willing to give this game, especially after it's been pushed back so many times.
Yeah.
I'm actually really surprised it's even coming out, and they just didn't pull the project.
Yeah, I was
Just-
afraid they were gonna do that too.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been happening with games so much lately. So
yeah, exactly. All right, we'll keep that on our radar just to keep updates on it.
yeah, and I'll play some more. Like I said, maybe I'll get into some co-op games, and I'll fill in next week if I find out anything new.
Okay, sounds good. The Crew. I wanted to talk about just I think we talked about last week. All these digital games. The possibility of losing the ability to play them, and The Crew is being delisted from all digital storefronts, and their servers are shutting down early 2024. And I just don't understand. People you pay money for this, either refund the people that who paid for this, or just produce an offline mode so they can just continue to keep playing. But delisting a property that I owned and I can no longer play, it's not good. Like I don't understand that. Because now I'm not because if that can happen to The Crew, the new Suicide Squad that's coming out is online only. What happens if the game doesn't do as well as Rocksteady wants it to, and WB just decides to pull it, and we're like, oh, we're shutting down servers because we don't want to pay the money to keep them open. The people who were just enjoying this game, they can't even play it anymore. You didn't pay $70 for this game. Either refund us or give us an option to play offline.
Right, I feel like an offline option. I don't understand that. It's for DRM for the like single player games with online only, or like forced online. But for all these games where it's solely based on online gameplay, I feel like it would go a long way to, like you said, either offer offline mode or, better yet, maybe offer like the software to run the servers so people can host it themselves and then keep the game going.
Exactly.
Because if the community is interested in it, someone will run a server.
Absolutely.
And even if it's not like anything large scale, if you and your friends want to run something, either you can pay. There's lots of places that'll host servers for you. You could pay someone to host for you, or you can host it yourself and have your group play together.
Yeah. I'm not keen on how this is moving. It makes me want to go back to physical media. Like I really thought about, because they got the PlayStation Pro coming out and they got the detachable disc drive. I really thought about grabbing that, because you can get a lot of cheap games just from GameStop. I don't buy games like I used to. I try to look for deals now. Because I'm definitely not interested in spending $70. I have to know that studio and know the quality that they put out before I dish out $70 to play it.
The only problem with that is certain games have gotten so big they don't even fit on the disc anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So
then you need to download it from their servers or someone's server, and then if it's not available, it's delisted. I mean, how does it gets complicated.
Yeah. I'm not okay with that. But some more news. The Last of Us has canceled their multiplayer.
I saw that.
Initially, I was disappointed because I was very interested in what they were going to do. Because their factions multiplayer was actually a very unique multiplayer experience when it launched. I don't think any game did what it was doing at the time. It had very unique gameplay. And I was really interested in what they were going to do in this next iteration, but they said that they said that they wanted to focus more on single player narratives because it they would have to, if they were going to do like a live service with this game, they wouldn't be able to focus on the single player like they wanted to, because all of their attention would be focused on putting out content for this game for years to come. And I feel like Naughty, like, I don't know if this is like, I feel like they should know, because they've been in the industry for a while. Like, you mean to tell me you don't understand how much time and money it takes to keep a game running for 5-6 years? Look at Destiny right now. Like, they're on the tail end of their runtime, I guess, for the game's runtime, because I think they had initially a 10-year plan. And I'm like, who is going to be playing this game for 10 years? How are you going to keep this game fresh for 10 years? Not only that, but how are you going to keep your artists interested enough in this game for that long and constantly pushing out fresh content? Because eventually people get tired of something and they want to work on something new.
Right.
But
Well, I feel like not every multiplayer or online game has to be some 10-year project. I don't see why everyone's so wrapped up in live service. Can't you just have something that's good? And then when people are done playing with it, like maybe they spend 30 hours online, 50 hours online, then they're done. Like, you don't have to keep making content, but you can still make some money off that. People can enjoy that and then move on to the next thing, because everyone has limited play time. Like, they can't play your game forever.
Yep.
Everyone's fighting for attention, so it's not going to happen. Just don't shoot for that kind of thing. Shoot for a nice, solid multiplayer experience. And if you got a lot of interest, maybe you're like, okay, we should invest some more money into this for some new content.
But there's so much controversy around that game and what they've been doing lately. But yeah, I think the developers are ready to move on, but they're trying to squeeze out as much money as they can from it. Fortnite ruined it. Hate to say it, but Fortnite ruined the way that people view games, and this live service. This live service model, I wish it would die.
Well, to be honest, Fortnite's the only one doing it well, though.
That's true. That's true.
They have a darn Lego mode out now that looks fun.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're killing
and
their
it's
devs.
free. It's still free.
Yeah, it's still free. That's crazy.
That's the wild part. I mean, it can be done. It doesn't, and like I said, Fortnite hasn't been the same. Hasn't had the same popularity. It's the entire time it's been out. There's been like ups and downs throughout its lifespan. So it's gonna happen, but not every game is going to be able to achieve that, but everyone's trying to shoot for that, like that get rich quick kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But you're going to have to, there's got to be some innovations, and everything I do see from Fortnite, it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, I bet they're enjoying that over there. Like, there's always something that they're adding.
Yeah, when I see Goku and Attack on Titan all on the same map, like Venom's there, John Wick is in the background, like what is going on?
Yeah, it's just that's the metaverse, like over there. Like everything,
it really is. Yeah,
everything is colliding. They really built that up to insane levels. But yeah, I wanted to. Yeah, I don't know if we talked about the day before closing their studio 4 days after launch.
No, I don't think we did.
Oh my God. Yeah. They've closed the studio. They sent out that little tweet saying they don't have enough money to continue the project. Yeah, okay.
After 5 years of hard work.
Yeah, after 5 years of hard work, like, we overestimate our ability. So in that 5 years, and none of y'all look around and, look at each other and say, you know what? I don't think this is coming out how we want it to.
I don't think it's ready. Yeah, we don't have money for this.
Exactly. They knew. I don't want to hear that. And they closed all the threads on their Discord, according to Huey, except for the rules channel. Surprised they didn't delete the whole server, honestly. But I was gonna do this write up because I was doing some research into this. I want to know where this game came from and where it originated. Because I was looking at a video and it said that some journalists who were in Singapore went to the studios that were listed for Fantastic, and nobody was there. They went to one of them, and I think it was like a co-op building, so it had different people when they're using it. And then they went to another site, and it was just empty. And so I think they even backtracked it all the way to Russia. So I'm going to do some digging, and our next roundup, I'm going to say that again, Huey.
There were tweets that were made by the Fantastic HQ Twitter account.
Did I see them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Okay. So the one that was very shocking was early this week. It was in response to someone that was criticizing the game.
Yes.
Yeah, and they said this was our first big experience. Shit happens.
Official account says shit happens.
I don't even know what to say about this. That's what you say when like the game releases and there's a little bit extra bugginess going on or something. I don't know.
Exactly. Something
that's not what you say when you close your studio right after you release the game.
Exactly, because the fact that yes, even though they did address it, but the fact that they raised it on their Twitter account and the Discord channel, like completely closing all their channels except for the rules channel. I mean, it's not really addressing the issue because you're half addressing it while also trying to hide.
Yeah, cover up the past.
Because there was heavy criticism in the Discord channel, but the fact that you deleted all of those channels, it shows that you're kind of hiding away from the criticism, not actually acknowledging.
I think it's even more than hiding away from the criticism. I think it might be like trying to cover up some of the past at this point.
Exactly.
So that maybe they reopen 2 years later under a different name.
And that's another thing I wanted to bring up is that somebody noticed that on prop night, the developer name changed underneath to, I think, the Wild 8 or something like that. And then
really?
Yeah, and I think somebody called them out on Twitter, and they were like, we were partnered with the Wild 8, or it used to be an old partner, basically. I'm like, so, but why did it change, though? Like, do you think nobody's like gonna have you under a microscope now? Like, people are gonna be looking for you. But it's just a lot of shady stuff going on, man. It's not tying up. As I said, I'm gonna do some more digging. Hopefully, I'm gonna have some more answers by next week. But yeah,
it says according to, the discussion was mentioned on Reddit on the subreddit. It says the day before Studio Fantastic has changed their name to 8 Points on previously released game The Wild 8.
Yeah. Yep.
There's no explanation behind it. It just changed it.
Yeah, and I think they tweeted about it, but I'll find the tweet afterward and bring it up. But this whole situation's been crazy. And you know what's even crazier is that, I get on TikTok for my food and to see what I can cook. But every once in a while, it throws a stream in my face. And this guy is literally on stream. He's playing the day before. And he had the nerve to say that the fan base ruined the game. I'm like, brother, we didn't ruin the game. They did that. They tried to scam us.
What's his logic behind it?
They're talking about because more than 2 people joined the server, that the fans ruined it because the servers couldn't handle it.
Like, man, something. He was actively playing this game. He was like, I like the game. He was like, even though they got some stuff to fix, brother. They got some stuff to fix. That's I can understand if I'm playing the Division and like there's just some stuff that's janky, like some glitches. Yeah, they got some stuff to fix, but I have a complete game to play from beginning to end.
Yeah.
I know I talk crap about the Division, but one thing I can say is that game pulled up over 200 hours from me. The Division has the end game down correct. That game will keep you hooked for a long time after you finish the story, which is what you're trying to get to anyway in a looter shooter. But yeah, they have plenty of ways to keep you occupied and keep you on the hook. Well, this is abysmal. I mean, you can walk around the entire city for 30 minutes and might see 2 zombies. And that's compared to the actual trailer where they showed a whole World War Z horde.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people I just don't understand. You're allowed to like what you like, but shut up about it and don't stream to other people saying, "Oh, this isn't a problem," when it absolutely is. But yeah, that's all I had on that. But I did want to start, talking about not just games, but like TV and stuff like that. And Kojima has partnered with a great studio, a studio that I love the work that they do, A24.
Oh, okay.
They're bringing Death Stranding to theaters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he says he's not going to be directing, but he'll be deeply involved with the film. I am so excited for this film, just so everybody can be just as lost as I was.
Wow.
The first time. First time I played it, but it's such deep lore in that game, and it's so much confusing, and I can't wait for them to put it on the big screen. A24 is like one of those studios that they are really it's like all original content, which I love.
Yeah, they've been involved with Moonlight, Hereditary, the horror film, The Lighthouse, and Uncut Gems. Those are some of the films.
And I've seen like three out of the ones you've named. But yeah, it's a great studio. And I'm glad he partnered with them. I was
gonna say, it's a good thing that he's been involved, because obviously there is the whole stigma around video games being made into live action films. So because he's involved, so obviously that's good news, because otherwise, usually the creators of the games are usually not involved in live action films.
And that's why a lot of them end up flopping. That's why Halo was not received as well as it should, because they thought that they could do better than the original story. I'm sorry. I don't even play Halo, but I do know that Master Chief taking off his helmet in the first episode was a no-no. You don't do that. That's like the Mandalorian taking off his helmet in the first episode. I'm rioting. I'm throwing a table. Because you have destroyed the character at that point. You have destroyed the mysticism of Master Chief. Like, you don't know what's behind the helmet. It could be anybody.
A lot of producers and directors that are involved in live adaptations of video games, whether it's TV shows or films, they're not video game fans of the franchise.
Which is a problem. Why are you creating content that you don't like? Why? Well, actually, I do know, because of money.
Yeah, the simple answer, because it's a massive fan base, because they sell millions and millions of dollars of a video game franchise. So you see it as an opportunity. Like if you buy the game, the fan base are likely to go to cinema to watch it. That's probably the main reason why.
Because I was also worried. I don't watch One Piece, but I was real interested in seeing how the Netflix series would be received. But I heard that the creator was very much involved with the creation process. And guess what? It was well received. I wonder why. You got the man there himself telling you, giving you points and whatnot. the same reason as to why Game of Thrones was so good. The guy had already written the blueprint. He just given up, but then we get to the last few seasons and we just start falling off in quality. But yeah, keep the original creators involved, and you'll be okay. That's all I got to say. That's all I had. That's all the major headlines we had for today. Huey, lead us into the footnotes. What trailers did we miss this week? Any upcoming deals? Anything that we missed that nice to be said.
First game releases this week. GTA 5 have released a new update called the Chop Shop. So the new property is called the Salvage Yard. There's 5 locations to choose from. There's basically Salvage Yard is another way to make money on GTA Online. So they have like a planning wall system. So how online had to have like a high system where you can look on the wall, see the steps you need to take before executing the final stage. They've added that to when it comes to the taking cars. So there'll be 3 select cars. So you can either take the car entirely or take it for parts to make money off. And also they've also reintroduced Yusuf Amir, who was in the GTA 4 episode from Liberty City. So he's returned back to the game. I think the update's okay.
There is no replayability.
Yeah, especially for December. I mean, especially coming after the GTA 6 trailer, I don't think this is a good way to keep people interested in GTA 5 online. Especially in December.
Because the next update ain't going to be until summertime, July.
No, there'll be another update. Usually they add the snow update. And usually a winter theme, a winter sort of reward.
Yeah, but that's something they do every year. I'm talking about something new that we haven't seen. More than likely, we're not going to see it until July. This update is literally supposed to carry us all the way until summertime, and it just does not have it. I'm sorry. Once you source those 3 vehicles, and then I got to wait a week to source 3 more, that's insane. I don't know who decided that, but that's not going to make me want to. They want people to just continue to log in. I understand, but that's not the way to do it. That's crazy to me. At the most, you could put a 2-hour, a 2-hour delay on it, so you don't have to keep running it back to back. And then you could loot. What was I trying to say? You can loop that in with all your other businesses and find a way to cycle them in. But yeah, it's crazy. This also makes me afraid for GTA 6 because I don't know are they going to use these same tactics in the new game.
Keep in mind, GTA 5 Online didn't come with story, but it came months after the game was released.
I know, but still, I'm still worried.
Just have to wait and see. Also, this week. No, it's okay to be worried because of how they treated it. But to be honest, no one expected GTA 5 Online to be what it is.
Who said that? Who said?
I said no one expected GTA 5 Online to be what it is.
Of course not, but I think you can tell they're at their end now. We're at the end of the rope.
Yeah. Also, another gaming release. So Tekken 8 trailer was released. It was a trailer full of story and a free demo has also been released this week on the PlayStation Store. So it's available to download for free.
Okay.
And the official release will be January 26th for the full game. Alrighty. And in big news, E3 is officially over.
Yeah.
They released a statement on the official website. The quote is, After more than 2 decades of E3, each one bigger than the last, the time has come to say goodbye. Thanks for the memories. End quote.
It was a part of my childhood. Hate to see him go. But not everybody can last forever. I do remember being like 15 and wishing I could go to E3. But I think I'm gonna try and go to the Game Awards. I don't even think, do they allow audience? Can you buy tickets for the Game Awards? Something. I'm gonna try to go to one of them anyway.
In the big headline, another gaming company has been attacked. Insomniac. They suffered a ransomware attack. The hacker group Residia, they claim responsibility for doing the attack. So the details that they're threatening to release, so it's details of the in development game Wolverine, which is a worry. They've also taken internet emails, internal emails, files, and personal documents such as employees' passport scans. And the hacker group want to auction everything at a price of 50 bitcoins, which is equivalent to $2 million.
God.
For all of the files. Of course.
Why can't they terrorize the U.S. government and release some money into the people's hands? All these hackers doing all this. At least be for the people. This ain't helping nobody.
It's a hacker group. I don't think they have a Robin Hood mentality.
They need to. At least do it one time.
Yeah, this is a worry. If anything, I mean, there was a few, not clips, but there was like screenshots of the Wolverine game. I hope nothing else comes out because I don't want the game to be like cancelled or pushed ahead just because a hacker group got involved.
I don't think it's going to be canceled, but they do need to up their security. Seems like this is happening more and more.
And also another Insomniac update. They've announced a statement on Twitter. So is in regards to Spider-Man 2. So for early 2024, they plan on releasing an update. So it'll include New Game Plus, the ability to replay missions, and audio descriptions as well. And also some highly requested features such as the ability to change the time of day and to replay certain missions. And to swap tendril colors on the suits, on the Spider-Man suits.
That would be interesting. But I also want to go back to, I remember when New Game Plus used to just be part of the game. As soon as you finish it, it was available to play. I don't know what happened. I guess games have gotten so big now that they don't really have time to fit it into their schedule to have a New Game Plus option by release. I don't know nothing about development, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But I
feel like New Game Plus should be pretty easy to implement. Like, I'm not a developer either, but it's literally like, to me, it would be like save file editing, where you take the items, equipment, skills, whatever, from the current save file, and just start a new game with that.
Yeah.
It is Spider-Man, and it was in Spider-Man Miles Morales, so it is weird that it's not included in the third Spider-Man game.
Also, people are annoyed that Spider-Man 2 didn't win any awards, but you know,
do you feel like it got snubbed for Baldur's Gate?
Say what?
Do you feel like it got snubbed for Baldur's Gate?
No, I didn't even play Baldur's Gate, but I already knew that game was going to win Game of the Year. Spider-Man, they played it too safe with the second one. Although it was great, they did some great improvements, but at the same time, they played it too safe. Also, the ad placement at the end was absolutely insane. I'm like, and that suit was absolute trash from the get-go, just so y'all could advertise for Adidas. No. I don't care about celebrity suits or celebrity design suits. Give me suits that we have seen in comic books. That's all we care about. It's honestly. Like, it's like the same thing. Like, why are you bringing Nicki Minaj into Call of Duty? Really?
Have you seen a new operator for Modern Warfare 3?
I have not. Is it Paul Atreides?
No, it's Dune Part 2.
Yeah, Paul Atreides. I'm
Okay.
sorry, that's the main character from Dune.
Okay.
That they're trying to be like Fortnite too. Honestly, with bringing all these operators that have nothing to do with war, like Call of Duty. Sorry,
But they've been doing it since as early as I think maybe the first one where they started doing a celebrity thing was Call of Duty Ghost with the Snoop Dogg operator voice. That's probably the first time. But it wasn't OD. It was just a Snoop Dogg thing. Then Cold War came and they started adding so many operators for films like Ghostface. What's the film with Sylvester Stallone? Judge Dredd. Donnie Darko, like the rabbit as an operator.
Yeah, even when Snoop Dogg was supposed to be doing the voice, the announcer, I was like, this is stupid. Yeah. I'm not paying for this just to hear Snoop in my ear 24/7. It's stupid to me. Like I miss the way games used to be. I mean, we still get to enjoy some great games from some great developers, but capitalism has creeped its gnarly hands into the gaming industry.
Well, they're not going to stop doing licensing from films and TV shows because people clearly it sells. So if it didn't sell, they'll stop doing it. But clearly, people are buying the bundles, so they won't stop. Unfortunately,
Wonder who's buying stuff like that. Probably not anyone in this chat, right?
Why are you sending a subliminal shot to me for? I buy some bundles. I buy some of them.
How would you know it was you unless you were the one who does it?
I buy some of the bundles.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Not all of them.
I was waiting for that Mickey Mouse. I'm waiting for that Mickey Mouse operator.
Oh God!
Let's get some Disney crossover.
I bought I'll admit which ones I bought. For the Modern Warfare 3, I bought.
You don't even remember. That's how much money he didn't.
No. I remember. I remember. I bought the Evil Dead one and Doom.
Stop buying the crap, Huey. Stop. It doesn't help you. Get off the game. I'm sorry. COD has lost its quality. It is not worth your money. It is not. Stop giving them money.
You'll be back for next year for Gulf War, right?
Oh my God. Here, what did I just say?
Oh my gosh.
I tell you, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
That's all the additional news that came this week.
Okay. Anybody have anything else they want to add?
Nah, I'm done.
All right. Appreciate you gentlemen showing up tonight. Appreciate your insight. Sir. Thank you for the review of Skull and Bones. It's well needed. Making sure no more trash enters the I don't even know what the word is. I'm just after the day before, we got to be wary. We got to start screening. Fine mesh screen from now on. Tired of it. And this whole thing just makes me see that gamers really are just stupid. Why are you? I don't get it. But yeah, thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate you guys listening in for our imaginary audience.
Still doing that PC giveaway. We're just waiting on someone to leave a comment.
Yeah, even if it's a bot.
Right.
Well, stay tuned for next time. Make sure you hit that like button, ring that bell, and make sure you hit the subscribe. We'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.